Hey folks, welcome to GameSpot Breaking News. I'm Chris Waters, joined by Tom McShay, and the event has just concluded. Xbox One is announced. Coming later this fall, we just got a tour of the system, saw it on display. Yep. And Tom McShay, what do you think? Xbox One, it's announced, it's there. You saw it. You saw some things happen.
Yes.
What do you say?
Well, the announcement was kind of everything that I feared Microsoft would do, because they didn't really talk about video games for this video game console. They focused mostly on television and cloud and Kinect and their partnerships. So I mean, it all looks pretty good, and it's nice to have that kind of like, Xbox TV, watch integrated with everything. But it's like, I want to know what I'm going to be playing on it.
You want the games. The TV stuff, you got your TV beat down. I mean, the thing that for me that was really intriguing, I really like the Skype integration with and the new Kinect sensor looks really sharp. That's a great help for me because I have family across the country. We Skype a lot. The sort of picture-in-picture stuff, I sort of already kind of do that on my smartphone, and even actually during some of the demos you guys saw, when they brought in like the fantasy sports, the presenter was actually just kind of using his smartphone, and it was also on screen. One thing, the whole switching back and forth between game and TV, that just seems like the ultimate trolling device. Like,
yes.
Your little brother rolls into the room, someone else wants to use the TV, Xbox Watch TV. It'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out. So they showed a bunch of stuff sort of trying to position Xbox One as the thing that funnels all your entertainment, and not just because they have a streaming service, but because it like integrates with your cable. Like your whole TV menu is there, and I actually really like the idea of being able to search through all my available stuff right there with the Xbox One. But they did show some games towards the end. They had EA Sports big time, and they announced that new game. Quantum Break. What do you think?
And there's also Forza 5 and Call of Duty Ghosts. None of those games showed me anything that I can't already experience on my current generation consoles. And they really emphasize like the dramatic, you're not actually playing this video game shot, which makes me wonder, like, what does this look like when you're actually playing?
And I think that's the big thing, right? Like cinematic shots, developers, publishers have nailed those for years. They look slick, but we also know to be skeptical of them. And I think that a lot of talk about what the tech for this next gen will bring to consoles is not necessarily in making a giant graphical leap, but in making the worlds, making them more immersive, making the detail much more rich, making the lighting more different, more rich as well, for lack of a better synonym. That kind of stuff, you need to have a little bit more time with a gameplay demo to see. So I think it remains to be seen. Hopefully at E3, when they focus on the games, we'll see that difference start to emerge more. We'll start to see that generation leap actually happening. Now, of course, Sony's also making the generation leap. PlayStation 4 is announced. We don't know what it looks like, but we know the specs are, maybe roughly similar. Microsoft didn't get into too many specifics today. Sony spent a little more time with that in their press conference. But E3's coming up. How do you think Sony is feeling about the Xbox One reveal and how things are going into E3?
Well, the one thing that unifies the PC, Wii U, Xbox, and PlayStation is that they all do everything at this point. You can watch Netflix and everything you want on these. So Sony emphasizing games and realizing like the one thing this does better than like a tablet is video games. It made me think that they understand their priorities better than Microsoft, who's trying to be everything to everyone.
Interesting. There is a profusion of electronic devices you can do to get your media in, and Xbox is trying to be a giant in that space, and certainly their press conference today positioned themselves that way. But yeah, Sony, bigger focus on games. They're maybe going more aggressively after that specific niche. And hopefully E3 will bring a lot more in terms of like seeing exactly how that all shakes out. Of course, Xbox One, they're promising 15 exclusives, 8 original IPs. How many of those we're going to see at E3? We're not sure, but hopefully a bunch of them.
Yes.
Now, of course, you mentioned PC, and we are taking your questions to hashtag GSNews on Twitter. We've got one from Matthias Rabs wondering about where the PC stacks up versus Xbox One versus PlayStation 4. Where are they tech-wise? Who's ahead of who? Who's going to leap? Where are you going to get the most bang for your buck? Like, what do we got here?
Well, it's the same always. I mean, the PC is more expensive, but it can do more things. So, I mean, for bang for your buck, you're going to get one of these new systems in the fall. But, the PC is never going to go away.
And the PC is, you may see some graphical improvements, I think, like with the initial wave of console titles, but then the ever ever-increasing march of PC hardware, of course, will eventually eclipse. It's just going to be a matter of when. All right, folks, that's it for our breaking news segment here on GameSpot. Stay tuned to the site and to us on YouTube for more on the Xbox One announcement, as well as more on everything leading up to E3 just 3 weeks away.